luxury cars, fake deals, and a $1.5 billion scam no one saw coming. In Kuala Lumpur, a young entrepreneur named Adrian Tan began to draw attention in the financial world. He quickly built the image of a successful investor, driving luxury cars, purchasing lavish villas, and engaging in charitable activities to strengthen his reputation. For many people around him, Adrian appeared to be living proof that wealth could be achieved quickly and safely. Observers looked at his lifestyle and believed that with enough determination, anyone could reach the same level of success. However, I personally believe this story deserves a deeper look. A glamorous appearance often reveals only a small part of the truth. In finance, sustainable success never comes solely from style or extravagant living. What truly matters are risk management, transparency in investment, and the ability to control greed. Many people get carried away by the glittering surface and forget the fundamentals that sustain real growth. This serves as a reminder. Instead of chasing the illusion of quick wealth, we should focus on building genuine value and walking the long-term path. Adrian began promoting an investment model that sounded extremely attractive: rare metal trading, with a special focus on nickel. He claimed that investors would receive a 15% return in just 3 months. More strikingly, Adrian emphasized no risk, no volatility, and complete safety. At first, everything happened exactly as promised. Adrian paid returns on time, which made hundreds of investors grow even more confident. For them, this seemed like a golden opportunity, easy and fast, almost like a shortcut to wealth. However, from my personal perspective, the promise of no risk is always a red flag. In investing, high returns almost always come with volatility and challenges. If someone guarantees both big profits and absolute safety, we should immediately ask, what is being hidden behind the scenes? This is the moment when clear thinking matters more than excitement. Sometimes what looks like a golden opportunity is simply a cleverly designed trap that we willingly step into. In reality, no rare metal transactions ever took place. The model Adrian built was nothing more than a classic Ponzi scheme, using money from new investors to pay returns to earlier ones. Those regular payouts at the beginning created a false sense of trust, encouraging many to invest even more. But when the flow of new money slowed down, the cycle began to crack. Questions arose, suspicions grew, and once confidence started to fade, this fragile system collapsed almost instantly. From my perspective, this is the clearest example that high returns with no risk usually exists only in scams. A system that does not generate real value can only survive through illusion. And when that illusion shatters, the truth is always painful. That is why I believe anyone stepping into the financial world must learn to ask questions, demand real evidence, and never let greed blur their judgment. Sustainable investing must always be built on genuine value. In just 4 years, Adrian raised nearly 1.5 billion Singapore dollars from thousands of investors. This enormous amount was enough to leave anyone speechless. Yet most of the money went into keeping the Ponzi wheel spinning, using new funds to pay old investors. The rest, Adrian spent freely on a lavish lifestyle, collecting luxury cars, purchasing expensive real estate, investing in art, and hosting extravagant parties. With such a glamorous image, he only deepened the trust of many, while in reality, it was nothing more than a carefully constructed facade. From my perspective, the most frightening part is not just the money lost, but the trust that was stolen. Money can be earned back, but the feeling of being deceived is far harder to heal. This also carries an important lesson. Wealth built on flashy spending, without real value underneath, is destined to collapse. Smart investing is not about chasing the glittering surface, but about focusing on the true essence of value creation. In my view, the problem does not lie with Adrian alone, but also reflects a deeper aspect of investment culture. In today's society, getting rich quickly is often glorified, and instant profits are seen as the measure of success. This mindset pushes many to overlook due diligence, skip careful analysis, and fall easily for sweet promises. When a community lacks discipline in investing, it creates fertile ground for fraudsters to exploit greed and blind trust. I believe that instead of chasing quick gains, we should build the habit of asking, where is the real value? How are the risks managed? And who ultimately benefits? A smart investment decision is not the one that excites us most in the short term, but the one that provides peace of mind in the long term. This story proves that unless we shift our thinking from short-term profit to sustainable value, there will always be other Adrians ready to take advantage of human gullibility. To avoid falling into financial traps like Adrian's scheme, I believe every investor needs a clear action framework. The first step is verify. Never rely solely on words or flashy images. Always demand independent documents, third-party audit reports, and concrete proof of actual transactions. Transparency is the first line of defense. The second step is cap exposure. No matter how attractive an opportunity may seem, never allocate more than 10 to 15% of your total assets to it. Proper diversification ensures safety and prevents you from going all in on a single channel. The final step is monitor. If a model exists only on trust and cannot clearly explain the risks, you should be ready to pull your funds immediately. At this stage, clear judgment matters more than any promise. From my perspective, these 3 steps may sound simple, but they are survival principles. In investing, protecting your capital is the greatest victory before you even think about profits. Adrian's case is not merely a financial scam. It also serves as a powerful reminder of how each individual must manage their own risks. Instead of simply blaming the fraudster, we should focus on how we can protect ourselves. A strong defensive mindset keeps us from being easily swayed by external glamour. Investing must be based on data, evidence, and solid analysis, not on sweet promises or dazzling appearances. From my perspective, the real value gained from this incident is not anger, but growth. We learn that the market always carries risks, and the best way to survive is to prepare a defensive stance from the beginning. A smart investor is not the one who always wins, but the one who knows how to protect themselves before losses occur. And sometimes, the most expensive lesson becomes the very foundation that makes us more resilient in the future.